Hello, everyone, and in today's episode, I'm joined with Marshall, and Marshall does some wonderful work to do with autism, it's got you've got autism yourself, haven't you, Marshall?
I do.
Yeah, and it's going to be a really interesting chat to see what the awareness Marshall does and all the lovely work he's been doing. So, thank you, Marshall, for joining me today.
Thank you for letting me be here.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be really interested in hearing about all the work you do.
Thank you.
Yeah. So maybe just to get started, Marshall, if maybe just you'd like to introduce yourself and say a little bit about you.
My name's Marshall. I'm a Christian hip hop artist, and I'm from Arkansas, United States. So
Okay. Okay. And
I'm 23. So
yeah, 23. And Marshall, and like with your autism, um, like when was you like diagnosed with autism?
at 15.
15. So it's that would be a few years. So quite a while.
Quite a while.
Yeah. And like because at like 15 you're like kind of aware, aren't you, like you kind of maybe you find out what it is as well.
Yes. Like since I deal with a lot of like anxiety, as we get older, we kind of deal with a lot of like more responsibilities, and I just struggle with depression and anxiety, and it kind of overwhelms me sometimes. Like And sometimes, like, that's why I went to music and everything, because, like, I just wanted to put my all into it and my passion, because, like, it releases my anxiety a lot more, because I can put out the way that I feel about everything, so about how I feel. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the amazing thing about music, isn't it? Because you um like just singing and like just maybe writing your own songs as well, Marshall, just like saying what you're feeling.
Yes, because I know we experience a lot of life and what we accomplish, and sometimes we kind of make mistakes, and sometimes we can write how we feel and put it out there so people can relate to it. So
Yeah, definitely, and I think that's an amazing way to do it. Like as well, like relating it into your own personal life as well.
yes.
Yeah, and like with autism, because I'm not sure, Marshall, if you did you hear about autism like before you was diagnosed?
Probably maybe, like, I didn't know what it was, or
Yeah.
like when I was like 13, I didn't know what it was, because back in my childhood, I was living with a single mom, and my father wasn't really a part of my life as much.
Okay.
So, and I was diagnosed at 15 because I was getting through middle school and high school, and going through a lot of challenges and struggles with that, and I felt like I was an outcast, so to many, but I knew I was different. So, and then once I was diagnosed, I was like, I'm different. Like, I started learning about autism and everything like that, and I went through 15, 16, 17, and at 17 through my high school years, like my sophomore, junior, and then senior year. um, I learned that you can just be yourself, and you
Okay.
can do what you can in
Yeah.
life and overcome it. So
Yeah. That definitely like it might maybe like because of my autism as well, Marshall. Right, you might like everyone's really like you may find out like things are hard sometimes, but if you just like try your hardest and like it's to set your goals like with you, Marshall, that you got goals like with your singing, haven't you? And like so, like and just kind of maybe linking that maybe some singing in with autism as well. Um, it just creates that more a little bit more awareness.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, yeah, and like with a lot like with your like with music as well. Marshall, like, have you been into like music and like is that like kind of like the path you wanted to go down?
Um, I'm not really sure because like this is
No.
really just a hobby right
Okay.
now, so it's not a career path right now. I'm just like just want to put out the music and see where it leads me and share it with people and email people about it, like all like the YouTubers, and
Okay.
see where it leads me, and the content creators, and see where it would lead me. I mean, you never know what could happen. I mean,
Yeah.
I shared my story with Autism Awareness, Autism Speaks, and I just want to impact anyone else who is dealing with autism, um, that's going through a lot, because there's a lot of people that may struggle worse than we do. So you
Yeah.
have to look at it where you know they're different too, and um,
Yeah.
everybody has their different struggles, and we just have to be aware of that. And so
Yeah. Do you think Marshall is good to be different because it kind of like with autism, it's gonna be different to someone else that has autism, isn't it? And do you think that makes it like good because you don't want to be the same, do we?
no, like
Yeah.
sometimes I feel like I had a thought in my head where I'm like, I wish I was normal. Sometimes I wish I was normal, but then again, I think about that I'm different. So,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
everybody is can be normal, but they're different inside. So
Yeah. Yeah. And like so sometimes I wonder this. I kind of question myself with this. Marshall. Like, I kind of say, what is normal? Because like we kind of don't know what normal is, do we?
yeah, we don't because
Especially
we're not perfect. Everyone's not perfect. So
yeah, we're all not perfect. We all try our hardest, don't we?
we do.
Yeah. And like with at the moment, like with the situation and with COVID-19, it kind of makes you like appreciate like having autism as well, doesn't it?
It does, and it can be hard though because
Yeah.
like with COVID going around, it's like you can't go out and hang out with your friends and everything like that a lot, and just with everything going around, you just feel kind of alone. Like I know maybe some people that dealing with with autism, they probably feel a little bit alone. So we just like I just wish that everybody can feel okay and happy and not sad and depressed. So
Yeah, definitely, and like like when I was actually first diagnosed, Marshall, like I questioned myself with this. Like I think, and like because when you do get diagnosed, you feel quite bad, don't you?
yeah, you do.
Yeah, like from getting autism, and at first you kind of think, is it like an illness or something like that? But then, like when you know more about it and you learn about it, you kind of you say to yourself, it's not an illness. At first you may not feel as confident. Like you may have
It's
think,
another ability. So
yeah, yeah, it's kind of like another skill, I say.
yeah,
Yeah, like we're all not as we might find some things hard, and we might find some things really easy. Marshall.
yeah, that's very true.
Yeah, like I'm sure if you make like with your music and you make those like songs, like I'm sure like that like at first when you first decided to do that, that was probably maybe quite hard on you, and then maybe when you do it more and it gets maybe a little bit easier.
It does, because practice makes perfect. They say, but practice makes well, it makes it better. So
Yeah, yeah,
when you get better at something, when you do it over time, because sometimes I struggle with like repeating. Like I repeat things, and if I repeat the like if someone teaches me something and they repeat it to me over and over again, I can get it. So
yeah,
and remember how to do it. So
yeah. Yeah, I think it's like anything really, like if you practice something and you keep practicing that one thing and you don't give up until you like take it. It might take a while, if you get there, that's good.
Yes.
Yeah. And like with like your autism awareness, Marshall, like what sort of things have you been doing like for that?
Well, I just been sharing like quotes to people and send because I'm Christian and like I just share like a lot of
Yeah,
godly things and I try to um get people around and tell everybody like just be yourself and if you have a disability like don't let someone bring you down because of that because I've had you sometimes you get trolls or haters that come on
yeah,
your page sometimes and says,
yeah,
oh, I never heard someone say you're autistic or you have a disability. But you can't let that get to you. Like you can't let
yeah,
people bring you down because you're like you can do anything you want to if you put your mind to it. Like I know that they say it's an illness, but it's a different ability. Like it's not a like it's a learned disability is another ability. So
yeah. That's a really good way to go about it. I think um Marshall, because they do say it's like a disability, don't they? But I think like what you're saying, like and like with like that, I think it's good because it like as we say, it's gonna it does bring you down sometimes, doesn't it? Just you maybe sitting there like thinking how come why have I got autism? Is I don't know how to do certain things, but like I think you do know quite a lot about autism.
I do now, and since like I didn't know if Autism Speaks would post my story on their page. Like I didn't know if they would actually like if I shared like I just went on their page and shared like I wrote my story down, and I didn't know if they would share it on there, um, but I kind of felt alone to the point where like I wish I was normal. Like I had that thought in my head where I wish I was normal because I felt alone. Like because I have trouble with building relationships with people and social anxiety, and sometimes when people are talking in like a conversation, I kind of go to a different subject. Like I wouldn't understand what they're talking about. So sometimes it's
Yeah,
hard for me to get sarcasm too. So
yeah,
sometimes, but
yeah,
because I know that a lot of kids in school, even with disabilities, they struggle with bullying and social media bullying too. And I've struggled with that too sometimes. Like whenever I was in school, I struggled with bullying, and I kind of looked back and was like I went through that and knew that I had to go through that to impact somebody else because what they're going through, that you can improve, like you can make it. You can do anything you want to and be successful. So
yeah, yeah. And I think like the best way to like what like with having that experience as well, and Marshall, like within school, people being mean to you, just for the sake of it. And sometimes you think to yourself, why would they be mean to me? I haven't done anything to them. I haven't. I've just been minding my own business. But I think these people do this just to get attention.
yeah, right. They sometimes do. Like
Yeah,
some people would do that.
yeah,
Um, even coworkers would do that too. Like you wouldn't know if they would be making fun of you or being sarcastic, but
yeah,
sometimes they would like to just do it for attention. Um, but I was always scared and had anxiety of telling people that I was autistic because they would look at me differently and say, "Oh, he's not good enough for doing this type of thing," or he's not going to be a good enough to do this job or
mm,
career thing, and they push you to the side and
yeah,
let this and pick somebody else that doesn't have disability, and that it's sometimes not right. But I can
yeah.
tell you that if people can't accept you for who you are, you don't need them in your life.
Yeah, that's it, Marshall. And like I feel like with like jobs as well, Marshall, and it's quite upsetting that the amount of like people that do have autism do really struggle, don't they? To get
They
like
do.
jobs, and
Yeah.
that is quite upsetting because like maybe knowing yourself that has autism as well, and they kind of maybe so sometimes in some like places, don't they expect you to know what you're doing.
Yes.
Yeah, and so like sometimes like I was always like this. If I needed help, I wouldn't say because I was worried about what other people think about me. I was worried if I get judged about it because someone else knows that and I don't.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So that is quite. It can it can be really hard on you, can't it?
It can. So you can't let people get you down, and you just gotta strive for what you believe in and the goals that you set for
Yeah,
your path, and just keep pushing on. So keep
yeah,
striving.
yeah, yeah. And like going back to your music, Marshall. I think I remember you saying that it was on Spotify as well.
It is. It's on SoundCloud, YouTube. I started out where I was like, should I put my stuff on Spotify? Because it was hard getting in hip hop and rap in the industry, the music industry, because it's a business. Like I had to learn how to do it. So, and it took me a while to understand, and learn how to put my music out there. But I'm still learning. Like I'm not a pro at it. Like I'm just still learning and every day. And as with my autism, like it's still a struggle for me because it may take me like sometimes it'll take me like 5 minutes to make a song if it's right then and there. Maybe it will take me like a few days for me to write a song and record one. Um,
Yeah,
but yeah, I'm still learning how to you know um,
yeah,
produce better and understand the music industry a lot more. So, and I listen a lot of artists. Like I don't know if you heard of NF.
okay.
Have you heard of NF?
No, I don't think I've ever heard of them. Um,
He's a music artist. He toured London before.
okay,
NF is a rapper, and he's kind of like he is like Eminem,
okay.
a little bit. I don't know if you heard of Logic.
I haven't heard of that as well.
Yeah, I listen to a lot of mainstream
Yeah,
rappers and artists so that I've have it inspired by.
yeah. I think that's always good. Like that you have like someone who inspires you and as well because like it kind of offers you a little bit of help as well.
It does. It does.
Yeah, and then it kind of like would that help it like maybe improve your songs and you can maybe to tweak your songs with maybe a little bit of like their songs.
Yes, like make like you hear their song and
Yeah,
see how it sounds, then you try to tweak your song to see how like you can make it a little bit better, to see how it sounds. Because like I've been learning how to mix songs, and sometimes one song could be bad. Like you go back and listen to your old songs, and it's like this was kind of terrible. But then you go back and listen to your new song, and it's like this is good. So
yeah,
yeah, but you learn every day. You learn new stuff every day. So I'm learning how to mix and master my songs, and I don't have $1,000 studio, but I have what I can afford and what
yeah,
I need, and I'm blessed to have what I have. So and so
definitely. And I think it like with like, the money wise Marshall, I don't think it actually matters does it that like if you have a big studio or just maybe just like what you have because I think what matters is like you can sing you can sing anywhere, can't you? And it and just sing to yourself and
yeah.
that's
It
good.
it doesn't matter with financially, like
Yeah,
like when I started out, I started using a Rock Band microphone, like one of those like USB ones, and like I started like the songs were terrible. Like every song that I recorded was terrible, and then I was like, I need to buy something else. Like I bought a USB studio microphone that only cost like maybe like 30 bucks, and I plugged it in and I recorded maybe several songs. I recorded my first song called "Get Us Together." It's not on Spotify. It was one of those free download tracks. It was back in 2016. That I recorded it, and it sounded pretty good. Like it was decent mixing and mastering and decent quality. But I just didn't it. But then I decided, let me just upgrade. Like, I got my first job back in 2016. I work at a grocery store, so and being autistic, you know, you can do what you can do at a like Walmart or um, at a job, and I used some of that money to upgrade my equipment and what I wanted to do passionately, and is record music. And I bought a Blue Spark microphone, and I upgraded my equipment, and I was like, this is it. Like this is the mic I need to use. So I started using this mic over the years, and started recording a lot of music, and I was like, this is it. So
Yeah. It sounds like you're doing really good, Marshall, and with all your music, and I think like maybe just staying in at the moment and maybe not going out as much as you would like and see as much as people as you would want. It's good that you've got that music as well. Like you can just be at home just singing, like creating songs.
yeah, I just want people to be feel like they're accepted, even with people with autism, because I want to make an impact on people's lives. Like, and I want to change people's lives, because like there's a quote that I really really enjoy reading. It's if you want to make a difference, you got to be different. So I want
Yeah,
people to know that like it's okay to be different. Like don't let people um, like hate on you because you're different. And I want to change people's lives and through my music. And it doesn't matter if I don't become big and famous, or if I don't like that doesn't matter to me. Like I just want to leave something behind, and let people know that um we're human, so we all make mistakes and we can overcome them. So
yeah. That's so true, Marshall. Because like, it's not all about being famous at the start, is it? It's kind of like as you say, it's like your hobby. You do it in your spare time.
yeah.
Um, and I think most of us, even if you don't want to do that as a like, I think it's most people's hobbies, really, isn't it? Marshall, like we all do that, or singing, and like in the spare time, or we all got our musics on our phones.
Yeah, we have tons of music on our phones, and there's some people, maybe some people that's autistic, that may enjoy gaming, like video games and Xbox, and like to get into gaming, because I see a lot of people that get into the gaming industry. Because I'm a gamer too, so I kind of play a lot of Call of Duty and Minecraft and all that. But I don't. I used to do that when I was younger, because when I was diagnosed with autism, I kind of got obsessed with video games, and I was like, oh, let me be the next PewDiePie, or um, next Mr. Beast. And I was like, let me try this, and I started doing that, and I was like, this isn't going well. So I got in the gaming scene for a little bit, and then I was like, maybe I'll do music. So,
Yeah.
and music kind of made my anxiety uh, decrease. So, and I enjoy it. So it's a fun hobby. It may not make me $1 billion, or make me a good profit money financially, but it's something that I can relieve stress, and make an influence and through others, and I want to impact others. And so
Yeah, that's that's just amazing. Like the way you want to impact the amount of people that have autism, and Marshall, because there's lots of people out there that have autism, and like it's hard to get diagnosed as well, isn't it, Marshall?
It is, and I don't want people to get scared to, you know, like be afraid to tell people that they're autistic because, like, if they can't accept you, then you don't need them in your lives. So even with relationships, like, I know that when you get in a relationship with a girl, you have to make sure that she accepts you for who you are, and I know that being autistic, like if she can't love you for who you are, then you don't need her in your life. So, because I've struggled with many relationships with girls that didn't accept me for who I am because a lot of people with disabilities get taken advantage of,
Yeah.
and it's not right. So, you know, yeah,
Yeah, that is very true, and like with friendships as well. Man, like some people maybe will make fun of people with autism, and the people with autism may not see it in that way. They might say they're being like friendly or, um, but on the other hand they're not, and they're just like as you say, being to take advantage of.
yeah. They're not real friends if they take advantage of you or make fun of you. Like if they're being like a friendly, sarcastic way, then that's okay. But if they're being like a um, sarcastic, like oh, make fun of you way, then they're not your real friend because a real friend is there for you and accepts you for who you are and doesn't take advantage of you and is there whenever you need them. Because I know there's a lot of autistic kids and people who is nonverbal and that can't
Mm,
speak and they get make fun of and sometimes I don't like it, you know. I
yeah,
don't because everyone's different in their own way. So
yeah, yeah. That is the good thing about autism. The amount of people that have it, which is amazing. Um, because like you say, like I remember you saying that you kind of felt a little bit alone, Marshall, and like knowing now that there's quite a lot of people out there that have autism, it kind of makes you feel a little bit better.
it does make me a little bit better because I didn't know that Autism Speaks would like reach out and uh, impact others with my story because I lived with a single mom in my childhood and my dad wasn't in my
Yeah,
life as much, and I kind of struggled through building friendships in high school and or in school in general. So I was in that outcast group where I didn't like know what I wanted to be, and so you know, but yeah, I want to impact others and know that they shouldn't give up on their passions and dreams, and I want them to strive for success.
yeah,
So
yeah. Like you're doing now, um, Marshall, because I remember you saying that you have some isn't it like a few fans in London?
I think so because it's like it feels like I know you're from London and this is cool.
Yeah,
I have like I said, the Gospel Hydration
yeah.
YouTube channel. They're from United Kingdom, and I really think like there's a lot of people in United Kingdom that I reach out to, and it's kind of cool that there's a lot of people from a different country like love my music, and it's more than the people in the United States, which is kind of
Oh,
cool though. But
yeah,
um,
yeah.
but it's
It's cool.
yeah,
Yeah. And like it is, I think it's amazing. Like just if you just speak to people like who, who have autism or like they are from a different country, and you think like maybe in your case, Marshall, that maybe sometimes you wonder, oh, how did I didn't think my like music in the first place was going to go that far, and then it goes all the way to like the UK, England, and you might be shocked at first, but then it's a good achievement, isn't it?
it is. And I thought I was thinking, I wouldn't have gotten this far, like at this point, because I wouldn't be, if I could have kept like, I probably would have quit and probably would have never spoke on your podcast. So, I
Yeah,
mean, it's good to reach out in the community, and I wouldn't have gotten this far. So, you know,
yeah. Like it's amazing that you're telling your story as well, like on my podcast and like on Autism Speaks, where they share quite a lot of people's like stories with autism.
and a lot of kids with that's autistic, and um, it's really amazing that they are a good community and a loving, supporting community to others, and I really love it too. So um,
Yeah.
I just love that they need to make they need to make a movie or something. Like they need to make like a movie with like an autistic person dealing with a lot of issues, and they should really do that. Like I know there's a show on Netflix about,
Okay.
I think it's autism on the spec. I think it's Love on the Spectrum. I think it's on Netflix.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I've actually came out across that, and it's quite good, isn't it? Like you just saying that, like people with autism, like just like trying to do the things as like anyone would.
yeah,
Yeah, and like people may need a little bit more help, but
and
let
an assistant
yeah,
too.
yeah. But I think it's good if you need more help because if because like it a bit like eventually the aim is like to be independent, isn't it, Marshall?
Yes, yeah, and sometimes you need your family too.
Yeah,
I don't know, some there's probably some autistic people with learning disabilities that may not have family, and they may
yeah,
have friends, and sometimes it's good to have friends, and it's good to have family, because you when I graduated high school, I moved in, and after my mother passed in 2016, my aunt and uncle took me in, and they are really amazing people and family that I really care about, and they helped me get through high school and graduated, and I got my driver's license and I got a job, and they helped me with assistance and things like that. So I really love them, and
yeah,
so
yeah.
they helped me, because I didn't have the parents in the same household that I did
Okay.
when I was a child. So I lived with a single mom, and I lived on food stamps and welfare, and I didn't have a lot of food in the house, and you know, um, my mom was dealing with a lot of issues of her own and going through depression, and there was a lot of father figures that she had a lot of boyfriends that didn't treat me right, and
Okay.
there was a lot of things going on, and that's something that after she passed, I moved in with my aunt and uncle, and a lot of things changed from there because my environment changed, and a lot of things got better for me. And I kind of look back and I think, I'm blessed now than I was when I was a child, and I'm thinking that I need to be more appreciate this moment, and understand that I may not have this maybe 10 years down the line. I need to prepare for things ahead so I can have a good, healthy life. And because I didn't have the ability to get my driver's license at 16, so I got it at 18. So, and I'm thankful that I have a aunt and uncle, um, kind of parents, to help me guide me in the right direction, because they adopted me. So
Okay.
and it's good to have families there for you, even if you're autistic and have a learning disability. And because your story, like, everyone has a different story, and your story can impact somebody else, and because you want to help them um, not struggle what you struggled through. So
Yeah. I think that's really good, and like just here and there, Marshall, that seems like you have been like through quite a lot, like with family, like maybe getting moved about a lot from like house to house, and
I did. It was like
yeah,
apartment to apartment, and
yeah,
because my mom couldn't afford a house, so she lived in apartment buildings, and my mom had boyfriends in and out of the house, and it kind of made me like feel like, yeah, I wanted my dad and everything. I wanted to be with my dad, and my dad wasn't hardly like, I had contact with him, but in my childhood I had contact with him, but then um, I couldn't see him a lot and everything like that. But the thing that really pushed me was my mom believed in God and everything, and she's the one who taught me about God, and I got into church and um, that community
yeah,
of church and everything. I kind of got into rap and music, and I was like, maybe I can do this, and impact other people and tell my story. So, and I'm just glad that I'm happy that I reached out to Autism Speaks, because there's could be somebody out there that's going through a lot, and I want them to have faith and um, that anything's possible.
yeah.
You can be successful.
That's it, because you can like you you can do anything that like you think about, like you can do like as much you try, like if you keep trying, you should get there, I think.
Yes, it may take a slow process. It may take 10 years or 5 years from down the line, and when you get where you want to be. And it's sometimes you can be depressed by sometimes I can be depressed, but then when I think about that negative thought, um sometimes it gets to me. Sometimes like I feel alone and depressed, and it's like one blessing comes along after you're sad, and it's like I need to stop being sad and start working and achieving where I want to be at. So
Yeah, of course. And I think like autism is just I always say this, like it's kind of your superpower, isn't it?
yes, it's like Superman
Yeah.
or Batman. I mean, Batman don't have superpowers, but you can be Batman if you want to.
Yeah. I think you could be any superhero.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
My favorite superhero is Spider-Man. So
Yeah. Yeah. Spider-Man is, I think, one of the best.
I like the old school Spider-Man, the Tobey Maguire version.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
Yeah,
yeah. All these sort of the different Spider-Mans now, isn't there?
yeah. I mean, I like Tom Holland though,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. I think Tom Holland is a um uh, 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 he's very good, isn't he?
he is.
Yeah. Um. But it did get quite confusing. Like you're thinking hang on, Spider-Man's got younger.
Yeah, I know, because he was in the Avengers his
Yeah.
movies, and it's like, oh, he's younger now. So
Yeah. Yeah. At first I got a bit confused. I was saying, hang on, is this related to Spider-Man? I kind of thought at first, maybe it's maybe like the original Spider-Man, like before Tom Holland's like son or something, maybe. But it's actually Spider-Man.
I mean, there's Andrew Garfield.
Yeah.
I liked his acting in the movie a little bit in the Amazing Spider-Man, but I didn't. The plot was I didn't like the plot of the movies. So, but I like the old school Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire, and
Yeah.
Spider-Man 2 and 3.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think all the Marvel films that do get released are good, aren't they?
Yep, they are.
Yeah. And yeah, I think it's a good way to think of autism, isn't it? Like
It
you can
is.
you can just relate to someone, um, like you can just pick your own superhero, and there you go. And but you don't. It doesn't have to be an actual superhero. You can just like maybe make one up. Like just say like for example you, Marshall, maybe maybe a nickname Marshall the rapper, that the superhero.
Probably. I did have a artist name a long time ago in school where I was like maybe my first artist name was Rayman, so I kind of that kind of stuck out, and I was like Rayman. Let's go with that artist name,
Yeah.
and I kind of went with it for a little bit, and then I met one of my closest friends in art class in high school.
Yeah.
It was junior year, and me and him we first me and him was first meeting each other, and he's like, "So, what do you do for fun?" He asked, and I said, "Well, I make music." And he said, "What's your?" He asked me, "What's your artist name?" And I said, "Rayman." And he said that's a okay name. What if you? I was like, I need to pick a new name, and he's like, "What if you just go with Prince Ray?" And I said, "That okay? That
Yeah.
sticks out. That sticks out. So I'll just change the name to Prince Ray." So it kind of stuck out for me, and
Yeah.
I was like, "This is it. This is the right name." So
Yeah. And
and I went with that one, and I know I think there's some artists like I don't know if it's true or not, but like I've seen other people take my name or Prince Ray, but because they want to make music themselves, but they're from a different country. Like there's one Prince Ray from Germany, but I don't know. So
yeah. Yeah. And like that I think that's a very good like artist name, Marshall, because they're like maybe your fans or like they were saying like just call you by Prince Ray.
yeah, they do.
Yeah, and I think because I know there was actually a singer called Prince. So and like there's various ways you can look at it. Like you can say like the royal family they got a prince, and maybe you want to relate to that, or
Yeah,
like this like the artist Prince.
I need to listen to some of Prince's music. I never like listened to his stuff, but I need to listen to
Yeah,
some of his stuff. I never heard of him before. I mean I've seen the name on YouTube and stuff, but I never listened to his music. But yeah, the artists that I really inspired by is Logic, NF, and all the Christian hip hop artists on Rapzilla. Um, I don't know if you're Rapzilla is a Christian website,
okay,
and they post Christian hip hop artists on there. So I enjoy that. So
yeah, yeah, and like we've been at a Christian and Marshall. Or, do you think that helps you like with your autism as well?
it does because there's a big community in that. And it's kind of hard though because like as a Christian we're supposed to like love each other and support each other and not judge others.
Yeah,
Um, and that's the way that I think of it, and it does help me because the church that I go to, um, that the community that sits in there really helps me and guides me in the right directions because I have a group of friends that go to that church, and I found my place there, and I don't feel like I'm an outcast, and so
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
feel alone. So because they accept me for who I am, and yeah,
yeah, yeah. And there's quite a lot of praying at the moment, isn't there, with like the virus like going around the world. Um, there's quite a lot of praying, and I think and praying it does help. It does help, I think.
it does, and it's kind of hard being in the community right now because of COVID, because everyone's got to stay away from each other right now. So
Yeah,
because all we have is social media, and sometimes I think over when this season is over with, maybe after the COVID season is over with, everyone will be like, "We're done with social media right now. Let's like get out and outdoors
mm,
and spend time with each other." So,
yeah,
um, and social media, in my opinion, it's good. It's good to be on social media, but sometimes it can be bad because
yeah,
you
yeah,
could be addicted to it. So
yeah, yeah. I think it's good to have breaks. like off social media, because I know I do that sometimes, or maybe a few days I won't go on my phone just to get a break, and maybe just like maybe go out for a walk. And it's good. It's just good to get that fresh air.
Yeah, it does help, and you can go take your dog for a walk or something like that, and or just go out for a drive, and because it's hard to be quarantined where you're not doing nothing, and like you're just sitting there alone, and you're like, what am I supposed to do? Like I've done everything in this house, so
Yeah, yeah,
I
and
cleaned the house. I've did the laundry. I've took my dog outside. What else can I do? You know.
yeah. Like at least like you got you still got your like playing on like the games like maybe PS4, Xbox, and but like I think that the good thing about like that that way is that you can actually you can speak to your friends on there, can't you, Marshall?
You can. I don't really get on to talk to people
Okay.
that very much. I just play by myself and just play online with others. But I don't play with like friends on Xbox as much right now.
Okay.
But I just play Warzone, Call of Duty Warzone, and I
Yeah.
just get on there to play by myself. So
Yeah. And it's something to do, isn't it?
it is.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Whenever you're bored. So
yeah. Yeah. And I think that happens quite a lot nowadays.
yeah,
But like in games, Marshall, like maybe this is one of the reasons maybe why you got into music, like from gaming, because you said you tried out gaming, and then you said it didn't kind of work out, then you went into music. So like with gaming, like because when you play games, you have soundtracks, don't you? If you're like on maybe just waiting to like play the actual game, like maybe like FIFA, for example, it like a football game where you're waiting to play a game. You hear all these soundtracks, and maybe those soundtracks they kind of get into your head, don't they?
they do. Like I played FIFA before. I played one game of that, and I kind of like the soundtrack, and
Yeah,
it had the inspiring artist on there that I listened to, which is NF, and he had one track on there, and that's how I found his song on there, and I'm like, I need to look him up, and that's when I got hooked on him, and I don't remember the song that he had on there, but I remember that he was on there. So, but there's soundtracks on games that really like hit you in the feels. Like in the Call of Duty franchise, there's a lot of soundtracks that really hit you in the feels whenever you're playing campaign or even the multiplayer theme song whenever you're in the game lobby. It's like you're just waiting on there, and then the theme song comes on.
yeah, yeah. It's quite like it's just quite like intriguing, isn't it? Like it just gets you relaxed.
It
Just to
does.
listen to it, because if it was playing it like you didn't hear anything, like you maybe sort of sorting out your team out, um, and like maybe a character on one of the games, and then you're thinking, oh, hang on, it's quite boring, like just hearing nothing. But when you have a soundtrack, it kind of makes the game a bit more fun, and as well.
It does, and sometimes you gotta mute the people in the game chat because you know how it can be. So
Yeah, yeah. It's just yeah, like just listen to music while you're playing as well.
I do.
Yeah, yeah, and I think that's would you say that's was that one of the ideas how you decided to get into like music and create your own songs and sing?
Um, I would say maybe. I didn't. When I was living with a single mom in an apartment building, I kind of lived in a community where they would listen to hip hop and rap, and I got into into that, and I kind of was like, I freestyled a lot, and while I was in the gaming industry, like just trying to maybe be a gamer one day, a YouTube gamer. I kind of was like, maybe this isn't working out because I would rap about games and all that. Like I would rap about Call of Duty, and that didn't work out really good. So I kind of freestyled. I didn't write my own stuff a long time ago. Like, and then I started writing, and I was like, I need to start writing more and recording more. And I wrote my own stuff, and then I wanted to do music. So, and I didn't know how far I would get. Like, but now since I've came this far, like I would tell people not to give up on their dreams because anything can happen. You know, you never know
Yeah,
what can happen. So
yeah, yeah. It's yeah. You never know. Like if you just keep trying your hardest, and you I'm sure you'll get to your goals.
you will. Like, no matter what happens, you know, you're leaving something behind for other people to, like, you're leaving something impactful and to make a difference for other people to understand, you know,
Yeah,
how life is. Because we're human. Like I said, we're human. We all make mistakes and we can overcome it. Like, you know,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
life.
yeah. Yeah, it is life, and like I feel like autism is very powerful, and like like the word just spreads awareness just by saying it.
Yeah, no, autism.
Yeah, you just say autism to someone, and like because there are quite a lot of people who are not aware of it, aren't there? Marshall.
There's not a lot of people aware of it. Like there probably be there's actually like in my town, I don't think there's a lot of people that know about it as much because when I tell people about it, like they don't know what it is. Like what is that? Like what is autism? And
Yeah,
and they have to look it up on Google, and I have to tell them like. And sometimes people can be like I think that's why people take advantage of people that have autism is they don't understand like the conflicts that they have at home, like autism people that have at home, because because different people with autism struggle differently.
yeah,
So because you don't know what they do at home, and so what they struggle with. Like even I have struggled with working the cash register because I'm have anxiety of working with money. So and I'm kind of slow at it, so I'm not really fast at
yeah,
working the cash register. So
yeah. I think if it like because it's you've got to be quite fast, haven't you? And like it can like because you know you got to be fast. Like that's more on your mind than like maybe how much money you got to give the person, or if you do generally struggle with money. Because it's quite hard money, isn't it? Like just like deciding like how I'm gonna, like I've got to give this person maybe what £1 8p, and it's just like it's,
yeah,
it is hard.
it is even financially. It's hard to like spending money or what making right decisions. Like even I'm kind of okay. Like I have trouble with problem solving, and I know there's other people with autism that deal with problem solving, and that's probably worse than me. Maybe not. Everyone has different skills, um, but everyone has a different talent.
Yeah,
Um, but everybody's different in their own way, and everyone has a different ability in their own way. So
that's it. And I feel like with a routine is it's quite an important one, isn't it,
it
Marshall?
is. Change is hard. Changes can be hard to somebody with autism because I struggle with that too. Because when the environment changes, it's like your anxiety spikes and you just feel overwhelmed. Like, what am I gonna do? Like, this isn't taken care of. This problem isn't taken care of. Like, everything just fall. Like everything is just crashing down because you don't know what to do. But when things are in order in place, everything starts like you're going on a straight path because nothing is going to change because you want everything in order and healthy and nothing will be crashing down because like I struggle with that where if my job changes or if something in my job changes or if something in my life changes a lot of things, I feel like everything's crashing down. So it's
Yeah.
kind of hard sometimes.
Yeah, it is. Everything changes. Like, it's quite big, isn't it? And like at the moment with coronavirus, and it's a big change, isn't it? When with that routine, you're maybe used to going out meeting your friends, and knowing that you can't. And there are some people who are maybe more severe with autism than us, that don't
They probably
actually
can't wear a
yeah,
mask. That they
yeah,
probably can't wear a mask.
yeah,
So
and like it's hard like for them because they kind of don't really understand what's going on.
yeah, I know
Yeah.
it's tough.
Yeah, it's tough, and like there are people out there that do that can't wear masks, and it can be hard for them. But knowing that at the same time, like there's a virus going about, it's going to be quite hard.
It will be.
Yeah,
I don't know
uh,
how long this is gonna last, but
yeah,
they're working on a cure. I hope, you know.
yeah, yeah. We can only hope.
Yeah,
Yeah,
hope
mm,
so.
yeah. And like what l- like like you said you got a YouTube channel, you said like your music's on Spotify, like if maybe anyone who's listening would like to have a look at maybe the YouTube channel and Spotify, what are the details and like the names?
Well, it's my artist name is Prince Ray, so
Yeah,
you'll look up. You'll just have to look up Prince Ray on
Prince Ray.
Spotify, and you can follow me there. It's on. I have a SoundCloud, which you can just look up my artist name on there and type it in. That's really just it. Just, it's just my artist name. So Prince Ray.
Prince Ray. Yeah,
Yes, and
yeah. I will definitely have will be having a look. Um, Marshall, because I'm very interested like seeing like different songs, and it's always it being a nice listen as well.
thank you. Because they're probably like mine may be up on the like. There's some songs that's probably on different YouTube channels, so
Okay,
you can look that up too. Like but mine's the profile picture that's on my Instagram, so you can um make sure to like see if that's the right YouTube channel. Because a lot of people go to the wrong YouTube channel and they think is this you? So
okay. Yeah, yeah, and yeah, it's good like to like it just spreads more awareness, isn't it, by having like the music on Spotify, YouTube, because YouTube's quite big, isn't it?
it is, and I never thought that I would be on Spotify until I
Mm,
decided to put my music on there. But because music is can be tough for people with autism, and
yeah,
I kind of even for me, it's kind of hard because like what am I gonna do with putting a song together? And it's like, what will other people like? What will people think about it if I don't get the quality right? Like, it's got
mm,
to be like I say, like it's got to be the right um, quality for me because the way I hear it, it's got to be
yeah,
right for me. So, in
yeah,
the mixing too. I mean, so
yeah. Because like I think you said your music's like hip hop, like rapping, and like between us, like the good thing about autism, like as we say, we're all different. Like with you, um, like getting into that's probably quite easy. Easier for you now than what it was, but like if it was me, but I just wouldn't have a clue what to do.
yeah, I have because when I started, I was like I would say I started when I was 17 when I wanted to make music and I was thinking what am I gonna do? Like I was picking like sometimes it takes me a little bit like I write first and then I listen to the instrumental um itself like when I'm writing. I just write different things and then I go and record and pick out what fits best and see how it goes and then I mix everything and then it just happens. But it may take me like 25 times to record something. you know.
Yeah, it's okay. Like how many times it takes, as long as like the amount of times it takes, you may get a little bit annoyed about how many times it takes. Because I know like we do get annoyed at like we don't um like we maybe get, you think like you don't get something right the first time, but the time you keep trying, and then well, when you're okay with it, and it'll be cool.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. Yeah. And because 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 it's been really nice speaking to you, Marshall. Like hearing your story, hearing about your autism and your music.
Thank you. That
Yeah,
means a lot.
yeah, yeah. And like I'm just gonna ask you one more thing, Marshall. Like because there are people out there with autism that are like they find things hard, like as you know. And is there like any advice maybe that you would give to those who are, have got autism?
What, can you repeat that question
Like,
again?
advice that you would give to like people that have autism and like going about their day and like from your experience.
I would say like if you're going through a hard time or with relationships or friendships, anything like don't give up on things in life. Like if you're feeling alone, I would suggest like going to a family member or someone that cares about you and talk to them about your issue and see if they can give you assistance and guidance because we all need guidance in our life and um like with
Definitely.
people with autism like me I go to my aunt and uncle for everything so because I love them very much and they teach me a lot. So, but I say like don't give up on life and don't get sad about what's going on. So, because I know a lot of people with learning disabilities they struggle with social anxiety and
Yeah.
what should I say, what should I not say with with speech and everything and I would say don't give up on your dreams. If you want to do something, go do it. Like if you want to be a lawyer, if you want to be a police officer, if you want to be an astronaut, go
Yeah.
do it,
Yeah. Yeah.
Like don't give up on your dreams like cuz you can impact so many people.
Yeah.
Um
Yeah. And and sometimes you just don't know who you are impacting. But it's I always say if it's just one person, I think that's just great.
yeah, if it's just one person listening to my songs, that's all that matters,
Yeah.
That's all that matters,
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I used to think that there's not a lot of people. I used to think that there's no one listening to my music, and then and like I started to feel depressed and alone. I was thinking, no one's gonna listen to my music, and then I kept going, and if it's just one person listening to my music, that's all that matters. Like I had that thought in my head where I'm like, all that matters is I'm doing something that I really love to do, and I'm gonna leave something behind.
Yeah.
So
And that's it. And yeah, that's just something really good there, Marshall. And just going back on like sarcasm as well, because that is like another thing like with autism, but like with you as well, and in the past with me as well, like not especially sayings, isn't it? Like maybe as someone said, you're too big for your boots. So someone with autism maybe would take that literally. Like, are we talking about my boots?
yeah, that's how I am, and
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
where somebody would be sarcastic, like if they say something like, "Oh, your shoes" or something like that, and I would feel like, oh, like I would feel bad because they're talking about my shoes, and I would, and they're being funny about it, like they're not being like
yeah,
like you know
yeah, yeah. Like,
not a butt pie. They're not being a butt pie about it. So
Yeah. Remember, like maybe on their side, like that they may be taking it as a joke, but like on your side, maybe like you don't take that as a joke, you take that a little bit more serious.
Yeah, that's how I am sometimes
Yeah.
because and I know there's a lot of autistic kids and people who've been bullied before, and they feel like they don't feel secure,
Yeah.
and they need that community around where they know that there's love and support. And I'm glad Autism Speaks and all the autism organizations help kids and people feel supported.
Yeah.
And I just know there needs to be like more people out there like uh, you and me to
Yeah.
stand up for them. So
Yeah. Yeah. And like it's just the main thing. Like just raising awareness. It kind of keeps you a bit occupied as well.
it does.
Yeah. It's yeah. It's a like even though you got autism, like you can just add autism to like your hobbies as well.
Yeah, it raises my self-esteem up where I'm like I'm not afraid of telling people that I'm autistic. Like now I feel like since I have a community around me, like they're like even with autism, I
Yeah.
have that community where I don't feel alone, where I don't feel like I'm pushed to the side. Like I have people around me now that is autistic, that knows how I feel and understands me, and I know I'm not alone. So I want other people to know that you're not alone. So I
Yeah,
want to
of course.
impact them, and I want to make a difference
Yeah, of
in
course.
people's lives.
Yeah,
So
yeah, and you're doing that, Marshall, like because like kind of my podcast, speaking about your story, about everything you do, about autism, music, and just like raising awareness for that, and like boosting your music, and also like going on the Autism Speaks.
yeah, I didn't know like they would like share my story like for the start. Like I just wrote my story on there, and I didn't know they would post it. And because it usually would say like they pick people um or something, something like they they usually pick people, or they have a lot of people submit their story and then they pick people. And so I just wanted to reach out because I
Yeah,
there was just something in my head was like I need to reach out. So
yeah. Like from saying your story to them, do you think that they like put it on like Autism Speaks quite quickly?
can you repeat that?
Like when you send like your story to Autism Speaks. Um,
What was it like?
yeah, like
It was like I was at work, and I was just sitting there, and I was just like I'll just write what how I feel about my story, and what I need to do to impact people. And I didn't at first I didn't know how to write it, so I was thinking, I need to write the right way. So I just wrote a short, brief story about me living with a single mom and growing up without a father figure in the household. So I was just thinking, this is the moment. I hope that they shared my story with people that have autism, because I don't want them to feel alone either. So
yeah,
because with the music and everything, I always felt like I was pushed to the side because I have autism.
yeah,
So
yeah. And like as we said before, like autism is a superpower.
it is. Autism is a superpower.
Yeah, and yeah, and like so like well thank you um Marshall.
You're
It's
welcome.
been an amazing talk, and maybe just one last thing, maybe to add. Maybe if you like, because like remember the quote you said that which is like a really important quote to you, and I think it was about like being um like like um not the same as everyone else.
If
Um
you want to make a difference, you got to be different.
Yeah, I think that's a really good quote, Marshall.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I totally agree with it because we don't want to be the same, do we?
No, we don't. We don't want to live in a society where everybody's the same. You know, you gotta be. You don't want to fit in. You want to stand out. So
Yeah, I think that would drive us a little bit crazy.
it would. It
Yeah,
would. It would drive us crazy.
yeah, and like again, if you do want to listen to Marshall's music on like YouTube, Spotify, you can just isn't it Prince Ray, Marshall?
Yeah, it's Prince Ray.
Yeah. So well, thank you, Prince Ray.
You're welcome.
It's been a wonderful talk, and I loved hearing about your autism. It's going to bring so much awareness.
Thank you.
Thank you, Marshall, Prince Ray.
You're welcome.
And have a nice rest of the day.
You too.
Thank you.